Yes.
What was your favourite scene to work on in Ark of Truth?
My favorite scene, well, it became my favorite scene. I don't know if you guys heard. My favorite scene was going through the mountains. It was we actually shot that about a month after we had wrapped on the movie because we were waiting for a clear day. So all that stuff, none of it's CGI. It's really me walking on the mountains, through the mountains, and I'm not a big fan of heights, but and nature. I'm afraid of nature. Okay, there I said I'm afraid of anything natural. So when we're going over this, I had this fear that they were just going to drop me off and there was going to be bears and stuff like that. And they're like, Chris, no, there's no bears up that high. But there are wolverines. And they'll cut you to death, they'll slash you up. And I said, well, like, are you serious? And they're like, yeah. So, but we are going to have like a survival guy up there who will be able to protect you. So they dropped me off, and about 400 yards away, there's this survival guy, and who I can barely see. And so he's so far away that I can talk to him with a radio. So I'm up there, and everything is like, every time I hear something, I think, it's a wolverine, it's a wolverine. So that was one part of it, but then also it was really gusty, the winds were really gusting. And so at one point, the wind blew the helicopter into me, and the runners of the helicopter came about that far from me. So that was a little scary, but I mean, just being that feeling of being like, because what you saw from the helicopter, that was also obviously what I saw. And just that feeling of being up there alone in silence, and it's just really beautiful. It was really beautiful, so it was definitely worth it. That became my favorite part of it.
Yeah, I've had this for a while, so I might as well use it. I recently saw an episode of Stargate Atlantis, which you were in, acting against pretty much Ronan.
So you downloaded that off the internet. So you downloaded that. You cheated. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
When you were acting against him in that episode, was like he's kind of like your replacement almost. With but it's like if you take it to a team, he's like your opposite from SG-1.
Yes.
I was just wondering, what was it like acting with him or against him?
Well, Jason Momoa is he's like my little brother. Love him to death, and it was I don't really like to rehearse fight scenes a whole lot. But I saw what Bam Bam had in mind, so we actually rehearsed together for like 2 weeks for that fight scene. And you know, he's like young, short, like he's 20 years younger than I am. And it was, I didn't think I'd ever get it because he's so much faster than I am, and just he's so much more agile than I am. So we really worked hard at it. But I mean, I absolutely loved it, and it was nice to go over there and just fool around there. It's funny, their cast is a lot more serious than the SG-1 cast. So we had a lot of crew that went from SG-1 to Atlantis, and their way of working is a lot different than SG-1's way of working. Like they're really like kind of business-like, and I guess they joke around a little bit, but they're just they're just much more like how do I say it? Much more professional than we were. So it was weird, kind of like that they don't like joke around a whole lot on set. They don't. But I still did. So it was funny how they kind of started picking up my rhythms, and there was like more joking around and more. And so I actually had a hoot. I had a hoot working with Momo. Yes, sir. No.
How do you feel when you found that you really
That was kind of a strange process too. The question was, how did I feel when I got the part with Stargate? Well, what they do is they audition a whole bunch of people, and then they weed it down, and the final people that they're left with, you screen test. So when I got there were 3 Daniel Jacksons, there were 3 Carters, 3 Hammonds, excuse me, but 10 Teals. This is the truth. And so, which was evidenced by that they really didn't know what they wanted, and the teals ran the gamut of colors. I mean, there was white teals, there were Spanish teals, Chinese teals. So, and all 10 of us were there. And so after the first read-through for showtime, that's where we started. They started calling out names, and these were the people who didn't get it. So they kind of so they keep reading off names, and the teals keep leaving. So there's down to Daniel Jackson's 2 cars, 2 Hammonds. And I look around and I'm the only teal left. So it kind of dawned on me, hey, I might have this. And then Brad Wright came and said, look, you got it. You have to read again for MGM, but you're who we want. So it was weird because kind of the enjoyment of getting a job is you don't really know, and then you sit by the phone and you're terrified, and you wait, and then you get the call, and then you're overjoyed. Like, that's part of it, the enjoyment of getting that call saying, you got it. Well, he just kind of came out and said, you got it. So it was kind of, and I still to this day joke with him about him robbing me of that moment of getting that phone call and being ecstatic and being, no, you got it. So it was almost anticlimactic. It was, yeah, of course I was happy. But I didn't get that rush of knowing that you got it, that the uncertainty, and then you got it. So it was kind of a double-edged sword. Yes.
When you found out that you had to be born, what did you have to write to that? When she found out that
my ex-wife said, it had nothing to do with the hair. The great thing is, they actually paid me to shave my head. So, she really didn't have too much of a reaction about it. I mean, she said, whatever. So, it wasn't really, in the household, it really wasn't anything. Let's face it, the relationship was over by that point. So, yeah, it really wasn't. Yes?
What can you tell us about Continuum?
It's fantastic. The question was, what can you tell us about Continuum? Continuum is absolutely fantastic. It's our first of the just standalone movies. It tells one story, doesn't harken back to anything on the series, and I think it's fantastic. We just saw it the week before I came, and it's mind-blowingly good. It really should have been released as a feature. So I know that they're now kind of after how well the Ark of Truth did, and seeing that Continuum, I know that they're having whispers about that we might do features, but now I know it's just fully being talked about that the next one will be a feature. Yes.
Are they going to do a spin-off
Of
the next movie?
a spin-off of the next movie?
Yeah.
I know that there's a spin-off of SG-1 I know that they're working on called, what is it called? Stargate Universe. Or is that the video game? Or is that the game, the online game? Well, what's the online? Stargate Worlds. Okay. So yeah, thank you. But Stargate Universe is the spin-off. Okay. So Universe, I know they're working on it right now. And I don't know when it'll come here.